Hello and welcome back to Premier Choice Investments. I want to talk to you today about how to analyze a property. We buy a lot of REOs and short sales, and people are always asking me, how do you go through properties so quick? How to analyze the repair costs so that you can make an offer and get the actual fair market value of the property. And simply, I just want to take you through just a quick snapshot of how I do it and how I teach others. I will jump right into it. First of all, I want to keep it very simple for you guys. Here it is. There's 5 major categories to any property that you want to be, the first thing you want to be concerned about when you're going through and rehabbing a property. The 5 major categories are simple, and it's this: your roof, your electric, your plumbing, your structure, and your heat and your AC. Everything else after that is cosmetic, and we'll speak on that in just a minute. But let's jump into these 5 categories, and I'll even give you some brief costs that may be able to help you in the future when you're trying to analyze these deals. Number 1, and probably the most important, is the roof. Obviously, you want to have the house secure, but also you want to make sure it's dried in from any kind of weather or anything like that. So if you're going to have to buy a roof or have to purchase a roof from one of your investment properties, you say, Scott, how do I know how much that's going to cost? Very simple. You want to you understand that a roof is measured by squares. A square is a 10 by 10 section or 100 square feet. You say, well, Scott, how do I know how many squares are to a property? Well, I got a little formula for you that'll help you out, save you tons of time, and you don't have to get up there on the roof to actually measure or anything like that. Very simple as this. The formula for the roof is your square footage of your property. You want to take the total square footage. That's everything under roof or under the shingles themselves. And you want to times or multiply that by 1.5, divide it by 100. That'll give you a number that will be your squares. Now you take that number, that's your squares, and you multiply it by what your industry standard is for your area. Right here in Jacksonville, I'm getting roofs replaced from 180 to 195 a square. So all you have to do is put that formula in, plug it in, you'll have the number of squares, multiply it by how much a square is, and there's your cost. Now another thing I always do on this, and I want you to learn to do, is add $500 to that number. 1 for oops, but 2 also for any kind of wood rot or any kind of wood replacement that the roofer might have to do. You definitely want to be under budget on that. All right, number 2 is electrical. Very simple. Everything you want to be under at least a 150 amp right now. If it's not 150 amp, you definitely want to look to replace it. Industry standard for my area is $1,500 will upgrade any electrical service. I prefer 200 amp, and that's basically what you want to do in any property that you're rehabbing or flipping right now. I'd recommend a minimum of 200 amp. If you don't have the money in the budget, make sure it's at least 150 amp, okay? And like I said, to repeat myself, it's about $1,500 to upgrade the actual service. And you just simply look at the panel, and you can tell how many, you'll go through and you'll look and see how many amps it is. Number 3 is your structure. And you got to use a little common sense on structure, but it's simply this. You go through the property. If you see any, if it's a concrete block house, for example, is there any settling in the corners? Is there any cracked block that you need to be aware of? What kind of, does the house look square? Does the house look level? You basically can just peer down the sides of the property to see if there's any kind of basically wiggle to the house or any kind of issues that you see as being possibly a problem for the structure. But most of this is common sense. You'll be able to tell. This is just the eye test, and you can tell. Now for a actual price, that's really tough. You really need your GC to come out there. If you feel like there's a property that you want to buy and it has some structure issues, definitely consult with somebody that's going to do the repairs for you to get an estimate, and then you can just add that into your rehab budget appropriately and then move on from there. Number 4 is your plumbing. I look to upgrade all my properties with new plumbing. If it has any kind of plumbing issues or any kind of plumbing problems as far as the old copper plumbing or old gray looking pipe, definitely want to get that stuff out of there. You want to go ahead and replace that. Industry standard for my area here in Jacksonville is $2,000 to $3,000 to redo a typical 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. Now on plumbing, they're all over the board, these plumbers are, especially in my area too. So what you want to do is consult a plumber beforehand, tell them what you're trying to do, ask them how much it is to upgrade a property, a 3.2 or something that you're looking to invest in, and get a feel for them to know about how much. But you shouldn't be paying anywhere over about $2,800 for plumbing, so you'd be in that $2,000 to $3,000 range. Number 5 is your heat and AC, and quite simply, I have a rule of thumb: anything over 8 years old on your HVAC units, I replace. We rip it out, we put a brand new one in. Anything under 5 years old, we're willing to repair as long as it's in good condition. So usually there's an install date. When you open up the closet, there will be an install date on the outside of the actual unit. Make sure you look for that, and if it's over 5 years, just go ahead and start replacing, or look to replace it. Industry standard for my area here is around $2,200 to $2,600. You can get an inside and outside unit, and that's on your typical home under 1,500 square feet. Now, that is the 5 major categories. It's like you see, it's very simple to go through a property. We can do that in literally 10 minutes. Now, everything else is cosmetic. Now, cosmetic meaning this: your flooring, your carpet, your tile, that's all cosmetic stuff. Your walls, your ceiling, that's cosmetic. Your kitchen, your baths, your color choices, and your exterior, your curb appeal, that's all cosmetic pricing. So what you want to do, the easiest thing to do is this: go to a Lowe's or Home Depot, price out, go through and say, you know what, that's something I want to use in my properties. I want to use this cabinet, I want to use this faucet, I want to use these tiles, and just start matching up packages. Once you do that, you have pretty much a good rule of thumb, or a good scale of the pricing that you're going to use, and then all you have to do is just duplicate that over and over and over. So I hope that helps out. I hope this video is informative for you and you have some value to this, and I'll see you out there in the field. Good luck, real estate investors. This is Scott MacDonald with Premier Choice Investments. You can reach me at scott@jackshomebuy. That's my email address. That's scott@jackshomebuy.com, or you can feel free to give me a call sometime, 904-226-2342. Thank you.